Hi Arjun. So, firstly, I will ask you the obvious question. Like, what's up with the title, London Files? Like, कैसे आया ये? Is it after the success of the Kashmir Files? कि क्या हुआ?
Actually, सब वही पूछते हैं कि Kashmir Files is done so well, so is that why you called it London Files? That's not the case, actually. Um, uh, the show was supposed to be called The Return. मैंने actually जब मैं शुरू में गया भी था to London to do the show, I used to hashtag the return, from the locations and the sets and everything. और unfortunately, our producer didn't get that. किसी और producer के साथ था. And the other option for this show was London Files. So Kashmir Files came. फिर मैं बोल रहा था अभी सब यही पूछेंगे अगर आपने लंदन फाइल्स कर दी इस शो का नाम. And they were like, sir, जो भी सोचना है सोचने दीजिए. अगर कश्मीर फाइल सोच रही है और उतना प्यार मिलेगा तो क्यों नहीं. So yeah, so it's London Files now, and yeah.
Okay. So there are a lot of things happening in the series. There's mystery. There's I do not want to reveal that aspect, but भाई वो mystery है. And then there is this cult. So मुझे इसके बारे में बताओ कि cult का like we have seen it often. अभी recently भी हम लोगों ने अभय 3 में देखा. So what's up with the cult here?
वो ओम सिंह भी वही फिगर आउट कर रहा है पूरे शो में. डिटेक्टिव ये कल्ट कर क्या रहा है. तो अभी कल्ट जब आप बोलते हो is actually a group of like-minded people who have either decided to break all the norms and behavioral patterns of society and go against they're rebels, but rebels with a cause. उनका एक cause है, एक मकसद है, एक goal है, and there is a leader who kind of explains to you why you have to do it. It's got a spiritual angle to it. It's got a philosophical angle to it. It's got a humane angle to it. So it's very, very believable and justified for anybody who's part of that cult ki nahi, this is the right way. Right. They're almost like brain.
So paused out.
This is our pattern. This is our belief system. They come from that, right. So that's what makes a cult so dangerous. Right. When you're up against a cult.
Right.
Okay. Maybe the cult is absolutely right and we are the people who are wrong. How are we to say that?
Right.
क्योंकि उनके जो thought processes हैं, उनके जो विचार हैं, और जो उनका विचारधारा है, that is very, very realistic and pragmatic. It's not कि वो unrealistic है,
right.
About things. मगर फिर किस तरीके से लोग उनको बहका भी सकते हैं, और क्या ये लोग बहकाए जा रहे हैं? क्या ओम सिंह गलत है to come down on this cult, or does he discover something new about himself through this cult? All these things are questions which people will go through while watching the show.
Right. So, like I just mentioned, there are too many things going on in the show. मतलब बहुत सारे topics से touch करा हुआ है. Did you somewhere feel that what if मतलब वो कैसे audiences को हम लोग grip करके रखेंगे, because there are so many things happening? Did that come to your mind at any given point of time?
नहीं, I thought audiences will be gripped. Because जो इसका जो emotional grip है इस show का, which Sachin has on the show. और सिर्फ मेरे किरदार के साथ नहीं, सारे जितने भी किरदार हैं, okay, who play is very, very gripping. और अगर emotionally आप invested हो एक show के अंदर, वो thrills, वो सारा चीजें create करना is not that difficult from a shooting perspective or from a storytelling perspective. Magar to invest with the characters, that is difficult. And that वो तभी आता है जब आपका emotional graph सही है. इसमें जो situation है, जो case है, I think is a very interesting case. अभी जैसे कि हम pandemic से गुजरे, okay, आपने देख लिया है कि how countries have changed और borders किस तरीके से became so difficult to cross. आपका passport, travel करना किधर से not on state wise it became so difficult. Imagine going to different countries. State तो अपना ही देश है,
Right.
okay, मगर आप कहीं विदेश जा रहे हो तो I think ये जो शो है it talks about immigrants or migrants. So it is an anti-immigration bill coming, which a migrant is only, responsible for chalking down, which takes away the rights of these people. अभी शायद कि some people migrate to London, उन्होंने वहाँ पर सिटीजनशिप ले लिया या उनका वर्क परमिट्स है या सारा कुछ है, वो टैक्स भर रहे हैं वहाँ पर, दे आर अबाइडिंग बाय द लॉज ऑफ एंड रूल्स ऑफ दैट प्लेस. मगर सडनली अगर वो गवर्नमेंट उनके लिए वो रूल्स चेंज कर देती है तो फिर क्या होगा. अभी जैसे कि जस्ट टुडे in fact it was so interesting, मैं न्यूज़ पर देख रहा था, I think in Sweden or some place like that, there are riots that are going on because of immigrants. क्योंकि कुछ bills वहां पर भी pass हो रहे हैं which are anti-migrants.
Right.
So how borders are play, different games with each other. So that's the crux of the show. कि
Right.
there's this bill which is being passed, और इस दौरान there's unrest in London
Right.
and
So-
in Britain.
Right. So this migrant you're talking about, he has passed the anti-immigration bill. So, is there like
Anti-immigration bill.
anti-immigration? Huh. So is
He's
there
trying to pass it.
right? So is there has the series delved into explaining why it is a migrant himself who is passing on this bill? Will we see that as well?
That is manipulated by the people of that country. कि
Right.
भाई आप ही अगर आपके लोगों के बारे में ऐसे बोलोगे तो फिर easier हो जाएगा ना.
Right.
That's the political call of it.
Right. Okay. So Arjun, you told me about it being an emotional journey, London Files being an emotional journey, but there's also a psychological angle to it. So somewhere ये थोड़ा psychological thriller type भी हो गया. Do you agree with me? कहीं पे?
I think it's a clear, it's not psychological thriller, but I would say it is a thriller in the sense of a detective investigation, case study, and doing all of that. Psychological will become when it is more to play with, it could be. I mean, it could come. You could touch even on a psychological level with the
Right.
show.
Right. Because I thought कि आप वही सोच के, because in films also we have seen you do some psychological thrillers like I See You, I Remember. So I thought कि maybe उस हिसाब से you thought कि web series में भी explore करते हैं ये चीज को.
नहीं, ऐसा मैंने सोचा नहीं था कि इसको उस तरीके से. मेरे को कहानी बहुत अच्छी लगी थी. इसका जो किरदार है बहुत ही complicated किरदार है, which would have been extremely challenging to play, which was challenging to play. तो मैंने कहा कि this will be something interesting to do.
Right. Okay, Arjun, this is also not your first time on OTT. You have been a part of the final call. जो मतलब it's like associated with you. Arjun Rampal web series करके वो आता है. So now after London Files, do you think that will sort of change? Now people will know you for London Files as well. Do you believe that?
I hope so. I hope they know me for London Files, but it's a very beautiful show.
Yeah.
I hope it gets a lot of traction. I think Voot has done a fantastic job with it. They've already sanctioned season 2, and they want a season 3 because the first season of London Files really sets up Om as a detective. So let's see.
Okay. All right. This is also the series where you collaborate with your rock-on co-actor Purab Kohli. So tell me all about that, because मैंने जब series देखा and I saw, वो introduction scene जैसे ही आता है, I see that instant connect. So I just felt like you guys went back or something. So tell me about your experience.
Well, actually, yeah, I've done 2 rock-ons with him, Rock-on 1 and Rock-on 2.
Yes.
और उस Rock-on 2 के दौरान Purab was very clear कि he wanted to, leave India. I mean, be 6 months here, but 6 months he wanted to spend abroad, get an agent, try to get work there and do films then I used to think that it's a really bad idea.
Yeah.
You know, I like पूरा वैसे मत कर इधर, you know, तेरी you have a good career here, you
Yeah.
know, you
Yeah.
know everybody, कहाँ जाके वापस struggle करेगा इस उम्र में.
Yeah.
So he said, नहीं नहीं मैं जाऊंगा. I'm so glad he did it. क्योंकि
Yeah.
मैं जब इन्हें मिला, when I landed, he came straight to meet me. For the next day, we had a reading together for the show. और हम ऐसे ही बैठ के बातें कर रहे थे. Went out for dinner, and he was telling me everything that was going on in his life. And you know, he's done so well. He's got some wonderful work there. He got a small part at the in the Matrix, which he was telling me he was excited to do, and just see how they make it. And he said, "Wow, you know, they're so professional. Ye karte hain, wo karte hain." He was like a little child, so excited. But I think what's happened with him by making this shift there, uh, as an actor, he's really, really grown.
Yeah.
You know, he's just become a wonderful actor. And the way he's played this character of Amar Roy is fantastic. Or jab, when you both know each other, or you both come, you know, knowing now, okay, fine, this is who we are playing in this show. Um, it just happened like that. एक दूसरे के सामने बैठ गए, and then these scenes started to happen. And I think we've got very special scenes together in the show.
Yeah.
And I was very happy about that.